Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you. Rick, what can you offer us that other candidates cannot?
Jamie, I think outside the box. I'm willing to listen to the essence of a conversation when an employee has a problem or a project that they're looking into getting resolved. And I'm able to evaluate existing and past technologies that might benefit an organization towards their end goals.
Excellent. And do you have any other strengths you'd like to add to that?
I'm a patient person. I'm willing to take the time needed to listen and assist employees or customers with their troubles or their projects, depending on what the request is. I'm very articulate. I'm able to convey instructional techniques for them as well. So if somebody would like to learn how to do something, I'm able to sit with them and phrase it with them in a way that they'll understand it. And I'm very determined and driven towards my goals.
Very good. And Rick, how successful have you been so far?
If I'm measuring success based on how my employees and my customers respond to the type of service I've provided, then I would say that I'm very successful at what I do.
Excellent. And Rick, what are your limitations or biggest mistakes? And that's provided you have some.
Everybody makes mistakes, I think, but the best part is to try and learn from them. But I would say that chaotic environments I find a little more difficult and challenging to work with. So my immediate drive will be to try and place some kind of order and structure to it so that I can operate more efficiently. And I would say that to be most effective in my role, I try to have an overviewed understanding of where my place is, or to have a visual representation of what exactly I'm working on and how it fits into the bigger picture.
Okay, and Rick, how long would it take you to make a meaningful contribution to our firm?
I would say that would be depending on the task. Clearly, if I was asked to write an instructional paper on something, it would take whatever duration it was to complete that. The more complicated the task or the more in-depth, it would require that amount of time. But given my experience and the varying fields that I've worked in, I would say that the contribution I would make would be almost immediate in respect to those tasks.
Excellent. And can you give me a situation in which you had to work under pressure or meet a deadline?
I can actually name several, but the biggest ones would be for Canadian Pacific. We had a site move for a joint services center where the move went very badly, and we were there trying to get the office up overnight instead of on a weekend like it was intended to.
Wow, I'd say that's a lot of pressure, and you met
Yes,
you met the deadline, no problem.
Yes, we did. We actually were ahead of schedule, if you can believe it. We managed to get them up and running at 7 a.m. before they started work at 8:30, and 8 o'clock was our deadline.
Well, I think that certainly shows you can work under pressure and meet deadlines. Finally, Rick, when would you be able to start?
I would say almost immediately, but out of respect for my current employers, I would need about 2 weeks just to wrap up and provide my successor with the effective training that he's going to need to fill my role until they find somebody permanent.
Excellent. Well, that's very ethical and commendable. Well, Rick, thank you very much for your time, and the best of luck to you in your search.
Well, thank you very much, Jamie.
It's my pleasure.